Welcome, I'm Brian Herrick. I'm going to walk you through this really small watercolor I made in a watercolor sketchbook. So this is kind of a tutorial, but I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to give you a couple pointers. First of all, I'm working from a photograph here that I took super zoomed in, so my camera digitized it a little bit, which was kind of helpful. And this is my watercolor set that I'm using, which I got for my 16th birthday from my parents. So, it's really old, and I still use it. I replace the cakes every couple years. And you can actually, if you don't find cakes, you can buy tubed watercolor, and you can put that, you can just put it into the pans and it'll set up, and then behaves just like cakes do. So that's another trick. So the biggest thing that I recommend doing is just doing very light pencil lines and then laying down your lightest colors first. That's what I'm doing here with a yellow ochre. So I'm mixing up a green here that is got a fair amount of water in it. The trick for me is to always start with a lighter value, and with watercolor at least, and then slowly increase it so that you get more and more vibrant, and you can pull out your shadows later on and then just get more of a contrast. I think a stumbling block for people with, or at least for me, with watercolor is when I keep it all one tone and it's just really light. So I like to work slowly and build up layers and work on the shadows so that I can eventually get a value that pops out, and it just makes the painting look more interesting to me. Now I'm adding in Payne's gray to the greens, which I'm really going to get that darker piney look to things. While some of the forest is drying, I'm gonna put in some cerulean blue here, which is really watered down. So again, just keep it really light. And the biggest thing that you can do for any watercolor painting is to take it slow. Just take your time and move through it. That's always a battle for me. I always just kind of want to rush to the end. So it's a great, always opportunity to be mindful and just pay attention to the painting. It's getting a little toasty in the studio, so I decided to just kind of cool things down here. See if you can notice the boathouse way in the background, by the way. That is actually the boathouse that I'm painting. one of the hardest things for me in any art that I make is knowing when to finish, and I think that's always the question I come up against. So I'm adding shadows in here and trying to figure out what it's going to look like when I'm all done, but here it is. Thanks for watching.